Next we prove an important property and an extension of the earlier version for non-negative simple functions, namely for every measurable set E, if we look at the function, the indicator function of E times f, then that is also a non-negative measurable function, and if its integral is denoted as nu of E, so nu of E is the integral chi E f d mu, where E belongs to S, then this is a measure, thus nu is a measure on the sigma algebra S and has the property that nu of a set E is 0 whenever mu of the set E is equal to 0. So let us prove this property also, and this property again we are going to use the fact that the integral of a non-negative simple measurable of a measurable function is given by as a limit of the integrals of increasing sequence of non-negative simple measurable functions. So f belonging to L plus implies we have a sequence Sn belonging to L plus 0 such that Sn increases to f and integral f d mu is written as limit n going to infinity of integral Sn d mu. So that is by the fact that f belongs to L plus, and integral of f is defined as limit of integral Sn d mu for any sequence Sn which increases to f. Now for E a set in the sigma algebra S, because Sn is increasing to f, so clearly indicator function of E times Sn will increase to indicator function of E times f. And observe, we have done it earlier also, that this is a non-negative simple measurable function. It is increasing to this function, so that implies that indicator function of E times f. So this implies that the indicator function of E times f is a non-negative measurable function. And because we have got this sequence increasing to this non-negative measurable function, so integral of the indicator function of E times f d mu is nothing but limit n going to infinity of integral indicator function of E times Sn d mu times integral of Sn d mu. Okay, so that is this is how the integral is defined. And now we want to claim that if we call this number nu of E as integral over E f d mu, then nu is the claim is nu is a measure. So to prove this, let us so what we have to prove is the following. So to prove this is what we have to show, that if a set E is a countable disjoint union of sets EI is in the sigma algebra S, then we want to show that nu of E is equal to sigma nu of EI, I equal to 1 to infinity. So this is what we have to show. So let us start looking at nu of E. By definition, nu of E, just now we saw that nu of E is nothing but integral of the indicator function of E times f d mu, right? And that, so integral of E f d mu is nothing but limit of integral indicator function of E Sn d mu by the fact that Sn is increasing to f. So just now observed that. So this can be written as limit n going to infinity of integral indicator function of E Sn d mu. So this is just from the fact that Sn is increasing to f, so indicator function of E times Sn will increase to indicator function E times f. Hence integral of indicator function of E times f is nothing but the limit of the integrals of the indicator function E Sn d mu. And now this E is a disjoint union of sets EI, so that implies, So let us write this limit n going to infinity of, so this I can write as summation chi ei of Sn d mu I equal to 1 to infinity. So here we are using the fact that E is a disjoint union of sets Ei, and for a non-negative measurable function Sn, if we integrate it over a set E, then that is a measure. So that is a property. So the corresponding property for non-negative simple measurable functions, which we had already proved, is true. So we are using that fact to bring it here. And now this is limit of a series I equal to 1 to infinity of this is a integral here, integral of chi E. Okay, E is union, so this is integral of the union. So now I am going to interchange this summation and or limit and summation y equal to 1 to infinity, and that is allowed because all the quantities involved are non-negative. So this interchange is possible. So I can write it as summation I equal to 1 to infinity limit n going to infinity of integral chi ei Sn d mu. And now we simply observe that this last quantity is nothing but summation I equal to 1 to infinity limit n going to infinity, and the last quantity is nothing but new limit of n going to infinity. So that is that limit is nothing but integral of chi e I f d mu, because Sn is increasing to f. So chi e I times Sn increases to chi e I times f. So this limit, so this limit of n going to infinity integral of chi e I Sn d mu is nothing but integral of chi e I times f. So that value you put. So and that is nothing but our definition of nu of ei. So that proves that nu is a measure on ei. And once again observe that here we have used, basically what we have done is we have used the fact that f is a limit of increasing sequence of non-negative simple measurable functions. So integrals of non-negative simple measurable functions, that sequence gives you integral of f, and then so go to that sequence, use the property for non-negative simple measurable functions, that property is true, so and come back. Okay, and finally to prove that nu of e equal to 0 implies mu of e equal to 0. So that is so let's suppose mu of e equal to 0. Then what is nu of e? So nu of e, which was defined as integral chi e of f d mu, which was nothing but integral of chi e times Sn d mu, limit of that. So let us write limit n going to infinity of this, but this mu of e being 0, this integral is 0, so this is equal to 0. So once again, for a non-negative simple measurable function, its integral over e is 0 if mu of e is 0. So that property is being used once again here. So this proves the fact that this measure nu of e, which is constructed as integral of chi of e f d mu, is a special measure which has the property that its null sets nu of e is 0 whenever mu of e is 0. So till now what we have done is we have defined the integral of a non-negative simple measurable function as a limit of integral of non-negative simple measurable functions, because if f is non-negative measurable, it is a limit of non-negative simple measurable functions which increase to this function f. So integrals of those non-negative simple measurable functions is defined, take their limit and define integral of f to be limit of the integrals of non-negative simple measurable functions, and using this we have proved that this integration is linear. So the next property we want to analyze is this class, how does this class of non-negative measurable functions and the operation of integral behave for sequences in the class L plus. So here is the first important theorem that we are going to prove, and that is okay. Before that, let us just prove just a simple observation that if f1 and f2 are non-negative simple and f1 is equal to f2 almost everywhere, then integral of f1 is equal to integral of f2. So that property is quite obvious, because let us write the set N to be the set all x belonging to x where f1x is not equal to f2 of x. Then the whole space can be written as N union N complement, and we are given, so we are given f1 is equal to f2, so f1 of N complement, we are given f1 is equal to f2 almost everywhere, so where they are not equal, so this set has got f1 sorry, we are given that this set N f1 is equal to f2 almost everywhere. Okay, so where they are not equal, that is a set of measure 0. So mu of n is equal to 0. So now integral of f1 d mu can be written as integral over n f1 d mu plus integral over n complement of f1 d mu. This is by the fact just now we proved that integral over a set is a measure. So this is integral over n and integral over n complement, that gives you integral over the whole space, and mu of n being equal to 0. So this first term is 0 plus integral over n complement f1 d mu, but this is also same as integral over n of f2 d mu, because measure of n is 0, and on n complement f1 is equal to f2, so I can write as n complement f2 d mu, and that once again is equal to integral f2 d mu. So integral f1 d mu is equal to integral of f2 d mu. So that essentially says that the integral of a function does not change if it changes its values on a set of measure 0. So let us now come back to the property that I was trying to state earlier, namely, if we have a sequence fn of non-negative simple measurable functions and fn's increase to f, that is f of x is equal to limit of f1x, then the claim is f belongs to L plus and integral f d mu is equal to limit n going to infinity integral of fn d mu. So this is one of the important theorems in our subject. It is called monotone convergence theorem. Monotone because we are looking at sequence fn, which is a increasing sequence, is a sequence of functions which is increasing. So it is a monotonically increasing sequence of non-negative measurable functions increasing to a function f. We have already seen that f will be a measurable function and it is non-negative, but the important thing is integral of f. So f is the limit, integral of the limit is equal to limit of the integrals. So that is the important property we want to prove for integral for non-negative measurable function. The proof of this theorem requires some construction, and we do not have time today to complete the proof. So we'll do the proof of this theorem next time. So we stop here today by having stated the monotone convergence theorem, and look at the proof of this in the next lecture. Thank you.